All right, we've seeded all of our weight classes, and now it's time to start the tournament. Before anything begins, you're probably going to want to post a set of brackets for everybody to see, either like outside the gym or by the concession stand, or also maybe print out a set to run copies so people can buy a set of brackets at the admissions table or whatever. To do that, it's real simple. Go to the File menu and choose Print. And obviously you can see here there are lots of different choices as far as what you can print. But we're going to print brackets. So in the upper left hand corner here, tell Matchmaker which weight class to start with. So we're going to actually print an entire set here. So we're going to start at 106, and maybe we'll just print the first 4 or 5 weights. But you get the idea. You could go all the way to the end or whatever. So once you've got that all set up, go down to Print here. And now instead of printing to a printer, I'm going to print this to a PDF file, a preview, so that you can see what gets printed. Matchmaker generates all those brackets, and you can see here all of the different weight classes for that tournament. Yours will be different, obviously, but that's all there is to printing a set of brackets. And then you could have somebody run to the Xerox machine and print off sets of those if need be. So I'm going to close this window now. And now it's ready. We're ready to start our tournament. So if you're running on paper, you're not really going to be using this front window very much at all. You can see here where it says unassigned matches. This is all used for the electronic scoring. These are all the matches in the quarterfinals that have yet to be wrestled. These down here would be all the matches in the prelims that have not been wrestled yet. And Matchmaker searches the brackets, finds those matches, and creates empty matches for them. But again, this is for electronic scoring only, not for paper. So if you're running on paper, just go up to this tab bar up here at the top of the window and choose Brackets. And so now this is where you're going to be using, or where you're going to be most of the tournament, is working right on the brackets themselves and right on this this pane right here. So let's click on 106, and you can see the bracket shows up here, and it shows up exactly the same way it will on paper, with the consolation bracket on the bottom, the championship bracket on the top. So let's say we want to print a bout sheet for match 9 here at 106. By the way, Matchmaker numbers things a little bit differently. Every spot on a bracket has a number in a different way than most tournament programs number matches. I think it's a little bit easier if every spot on a bracket has the same position. So 106 match 2 will be the same position as 113 match 2, the semifinal here at the top of the bracket. So when you ask for a bout sheet, you're going to have to tell Matchmaker what weight class you want and also what match number. So let's say we want to print a match here for Dean Beggs and Garrett Calden. So go up to the File menu, choose Print, just like before, except now we're going to print a single bout sheet here. So for the weight class, choose 106. And right here where it says match, it's waiting for a match number. So we want match 9. And again, instead of printing to a printer, I'm going to print this in preview mode so you can see what the bout sheet is going to look like. And if I click preview here, here is the bout sheet then that would get printed at the printer. So then the bout sheet then would be sent out to the tables, and they would score things by hand and then send the sheet back to the head table when they were done scoring. A couple of things to note on here. This word will change to consolation bracket when it's a match that's on the bottom, so that table workers would know that maybe the period should be 122 instead of 222. Mat number here, this box is for the announcer or whoever to fill in what mat they want to assign this match to. And then over here on the right, where it says allowable start time, Matchmaker timestamps every match that it creates, so that you know exactly when that match can start. It also timestamps results when they come back in to keep track of when the next match can start for any particular kid. So that's a nice feature there. Okay, so I'm going to close this window, And again, those bout sheets would get sent out to the tables. They would score the match and then send it back to you at the head table. So let's say the match went out, came back, and Garrett called and here was the winner. If you're doing things on paper, you're going to need to declare winners then manually on the software itself, and it's super easy to do that. All we need to do is go to the tournament menu up here and go down to where it says double click to advance winners. And now all you'll have to do is double click on the winner's name. You don't have to do that each time. It'll stay checked like that until you change it. So let's say Garrett was the winner. All I need to do is double click on his name. And you'll see this little window pop up here with the match number and the winner. And then here you need to choose the result of the match. So let's say he won by a decision. Let's say it was 10-5. And you can fill in this box with a time or a score, or you can leave it empty. That's completely optional. But this stuff up here is necessary because that's how Matchmaker calculates team points. So he won by decision, 10-5. Click Done. And you'll see automatically Garrett was advanced out into the bracket here to the next line. And what also happened was Dean, you can't see it here yet on the bracket, but Dean was placed in the appropriate spot down here in the consolation bracket. And so that's the process you would follow for running things on paper. You would send a bout sheet out to a mat. They would score it, send it back to you. You would double click on the winner and set the result. And that's all there is to it. You may wonder how to print instead of just one bout sheet. What if you want to print a bunch of them? Well, you can actually print an entire round of bout sheets all at one time. So let's say I wanted to print all of the quarterfinal matches like this, not just at 106, but also at 113, 120, 126, etc. All I need to do is use that same print dialog and tell Matchmaker one match that's in the round that I want. So let's say I decide I want all the matches that are in the same spot or same round, quarterfinal round, as this one right here, 106 match 4. All I have to do is go to the File menu, choose Print, and now I'll go down here to where it says Print an entire round of bout sheets. So my sample is 106 match 4, and what this will do is it'll search through the brackets and print a bout sheet for every quarterfinal match that's in the tournament. As you can see, it's found quite a few here. Alright, so over here you can see all the various matches and bout sheets that were printed out for the quarterfinals. And then those you could send out in batches to the mats. They would come back, you would double click on the winners, and so on and so forth. That's all there is to running the tournament, just sending out bout sheets and getting results back and entering those results on these brackets. You can use these buttons here on the left to navigate to the various brackets, various weight classes, and so on and so forth. Matchmaker is designed to be as easy as pie, and hopefully you'll find that same feeling as you're using the software. On the next video, we'll look at a few extra things you might need to do, like calculate team scores and printing results, etc. So we'll see you in the next video.